Hello and welcome to this video today. We're doing something slightly different today, and that is we're going to be not looking at any software or hardware, but it's actually a show me tell me, and that is of this. So this here is a limited edition gamer collection pack. And what is that, you might ask? Well, this is a set of collection of stamps that Royal Mail, the British Postal Service, released back in January to celebrate the innovation that the British gaming industry has contributed to the industry as a whole. So it's just a limited run of stamps. Now, I'm not really a stamp collector by any means. The only time I ever collect them is when I lose them in draws until I need some stamps and start rummaging around. I don't really see myself as that type of nerd, but this is gaming, I can't really resist it. So I thought we would run through, see what it comes with, see what is involved, and I'm not going to read everything out. It's not an in-depth video. It's just a quick video that I'm just doing here on a Sunday afternoon, which I do apologise for the bad lighting. I'm doing this early evening, kind of in a bit of a rush. So I'm going to open this up and we'll have a look. So it comes in this nice tin case. It's very fancy. It reminds me of what you would get limited and special edition games in back in the day. So we've got here a certificate of authenticity, so limited edition game collection pack, date of issue 21st of January 2020. This pack is one of an edition limited to 2,500, and the number of this pack is 259, signed by Matthew Parks, Director of Royal Mail Stamps and Collectibles. We see the Royal Mail hologram now. Not sure how well that's going to come up on camera. And on the back it just says certificate of authenticity with all the games featured there. Hoping that's not too dark on the camera. I'll try and... it doesn't help, it's a glossy finish as well, so it's quite glary. Got here a little booklet, just goes through some of the games, but I'm not going to read through all of this because it's quite in depth. We're going to go through the stamps individually instead. So this one is Dizzy. The objective of this much loved piece of British software is to guide Dizzy through the fairy tale land of Kathmandu and search for a variety of magical items which, when combined in a magic cauldron, can be used to defeat the evil wizard Zax. Congratulations, Dizzy has rid Kathmandu of the evil wizard Zax, which came up when you finished the game. And got the stamp here itself in the upper right corner, which thankfully there's a larger preview version on the back, so I can show you guys as well, and I'll try and angle that so that it's clear, or as clear as can be. So yeah, it's pretty cool. Quite happy with that one. Next, Sensible Soccer, brilliant game. I'm not normally a football game fan, but I absolutely love Sensible Soccer and Sensible World of Soccer for that matter. Sensible Soccer incorporates an innovative and highly responsive control scheme that delivers slick and smooth football action. The highlight of the game is the player's ability to kick... let me start that one again. Sensible Soccer incorporates an innovative and highly responsive control scheme that delivers slick and smooth football action. The highlight of the game is the player's ability to bend and lift the ball after they kick it, resulting in spectacular banana shots and inch-perfect curled passes. So we've got again the stamp there in the upper right. And on the other side is the larger preview, which they've obviously included for people like me trying to show it off on YouTube. So yeah, that's a pretty snazzy one. I'm pleased that's given first class as well. Here we go, Worms. Absolutely fantastic game. My cousin introduced me to this back in the 90s. Worms tasks the player to take control of a squad of armed worms and use them to eliminate an opposing group of worms situated on the other side of the screen. Each worm is equipped with over 20 different weapons and tools, all of which have their own unique functionalities. And you can see this is a second class stamp. Not sure if I would have put it second class, but fair enough. And then so you guys can see what the stamp looks like. Here we go. There's some nice, pretty decent artwork there. Yeah, try and hold it up in an angle that it's not too much glare. So now we've got Elite, fantastic game. Of course, still going today as Elite Dangerous. Originally created in 1984 by David Braben and Ian Bell for the BBC Micro and Acorn Electron home computers, Elite is a seminal 3D space trading combat simulator in which the player travels the galaxy in search of action, adventure and profit. And then there's a second class stamp here in the upper right. And I'll just try and angle that for you guys. Not that it matters because you've got this nicer larger one on this side. So there we go, there's another second class stamp. Pretty snazzy, to be honest. Quite cool. It's a game which I've not put that many hours into, to be honest. Not even dangerous, to be fair, which is incredible in VR. Now we've got Micro Machines, and this is a fantastic game. I played this to death on my Amiga 600. The player takes control of a miniature car and races against computer-controlled opponents to be first past the finishing post. The action is fast and furious, taking place on tracks in a variety of household settings such as a breakfast table, a pool table, and in a tree house. Excuse me. And now if we look at the stamp on the other side, so it's the classic level. I think that one was the workshop level. I can't remember. It's been a little while since I last played it. And Lemmings, brilliant game. Everyone's played Lemmings at this point, to be honest. Lemmings is an action puzzle game that plays out over a number of increasingly difficult screens. It requires the player to safely guide a group of lemmings to the clearly marked exit. Sounds simple, it's anything but. And then of course the classic "oh no" from the game. You can tell that I've never done voice acting work. And there's the stamp there, which is a first class stamp with the, I think it's the second level or maybe third level, I can't remember which. So it was second or third, I'm sure, from the game. And now Wipeout. Developed in Liverpool at Sony Psygnosis offices, Wipeout features a fleet of super-fast floating rocket-like craft that the players use to race along tight twisting tracks that wend their way? Should that be wend? I would have thought that would be wind, but well, it says wend their way through a series of futuristic cityscapes. And then there's the stamp in the corner, which is there for you guys. So yeah, that's a game which I do very much remember playing on PC, or it's either Wipeout or a clone of Wipeout. Cannot remember. Oh, I got to send to the last one. I told you it was going to be a quick video. What would you do if you were a deity? That was the question posed by Populus's designer Peter Molyneux and his team at Bullfrog Productions when they created the first ever God game in 1989. Players of this highly original piece of software assume the mantle of a divine being charged with overseeing the health and well-being of their followers. And then the stamp for this one is the classic sort of folded out book screen from the game. I didn't really play much of the original Populous, but I did really like the follow-ups. But there we go, that's all the stamps there. So to be honest, I think this was a really good purchase. I'm really happy with this. I'm going to enjoy having this on display in my geek room. But yeah, that's it for today's video. I hope you've enjoyed looking at this pack. If you did want to have a look on Royal Mail's website, but I don't believe that this is still running. I'm not entirely sure when the dates are, but I'll put the link below. But thanks very much though for tuning in on today's video. Take care everyone. Hello, let's try that one again, shall we? That's a bit of a poor show.